I would love to now bring in Shruti here because she is someone who I would say would be a rock star in my book for two reasons. One is because she's an entrepreneur, she's brave enough. And second, she breaks that total barrier of people saying that women can't do math. I mean, she is the CFO of her company, and for me, she is like the ultimate. So I would like to now bring her in to talk about what is that utopia we're talking about, what are some of the things that this group here can contribute to in terms of the changes that we seek in the next 10 years.
Thanks, Preeti. First thing is 2025, it's no different. The time is changing fast, the time is flying by, the females, the women, the girls are realizing their potential, and the barrier which we've been talking about, men and women, it's not there. They get the opportunity, they perform. It's more about the opportunity for them to perform there. And then coming about the maths and all, I think we all are blessed with the same intellectual abilities, with the same, things. The best part of women or a female is that right from the childhood, the conditioning is so that they feel it's their responsibility to do everything in each and everything. So when it comes to the family, they take care of the family very well. When it comes to motherhood, they take care of the motherhood very well. When it comes for economic independence, they handle that as very well. And economic independence per se, it's not about entrepreneur or about, we as on date see our household mates coming helping us. They are there for economic independence there. So they in our way themselves, whether you call them entrepreneurs or you call them in Bombay, the machi walas, would you in the morning come and sell the machi and then, go back home, do something, or, even work in offices and all, hospitals and all, they're also entrepreneurs in their own respect. It's not about the entrepreneurs who've done something successful, who've got a media attention, who you've raised a funding and who have, thousands or millions of customers are the successful entrepreneurs. I feel they are the better successful entrepreneurs who manage those things in the conditions in which they come from.
Thank you. I'd like to now bring in Ritu again to just comment on, there's this issue of perception as well sometimes. I mean, the role of the media. I mean, all of us, so many of us are here from the media. The role of the media, two things. One is, of course, being in a profession in which you've had, a lot of the problems that people talk about. I know in media, a lot of those problems don't exist. I find media one of the greatest equalizers because no one cares what car you drive, no one cares where you're coming from. It's actually one of those professions which is fantastic. So how would you see that the role of successful, I would say, not just entrepreneurs, again, since we're coming back to the debate on women, how would you say that one is building a different perception? What's the role of media companies tomorrow in building a different perception in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of women in entrepreneurship, and how success stories can be better shared to inspire people? Because I think that is one of the things that we're also doing here with Accelerate. What could be your thoughts on that?
I think media plays a big role, and I think it's important for media to play a big role because on the one hand, there has also been the conventional, the stereotyping ad world, which has also done the job of objectifying women. I think it's one of the best stories that I feel I did was when we looked at how this gentleman in Bulandshahr is actually paying every girl 10 rupees every day for every day that she attends school. And if she attends school for 2 years, she's bought a cycle. If she attends school every day for a little more than that, then a toilet is built in the house. Now, there's an importance to, it's important to build that story or tell that story because where are we losing the women workforce? Because the girls are not getting educated because the day they start their period, they're made to stay at home because there aren't toilets in school or there's a whole lot of myth around it. Now, he has created women who have passed out of his project. Now somebody is working at Taj Hotel, somebody is now an engineer. Now that's a story to tell as well. So I think this, constantly playing up that, I think it's important to tell the stories of the women entrepreneurs. And I think, like you said, we're, lots of rock stars right here. But I think it's important to tell that story every time and to be able to, and to tell every enabling story. Now if you were to take that period issue a little further, Heather Watson recently, she's a British tennis player, she lost a match and she actually came out to the press and said, well, it was that time of the year, I had my period, I wasn't in my prime. It's the truth, right? Why should that be brushed under the carpet? Why should we have to hide that, ST when we are going in you know, why do we have to function like that? Because media has made it a bit like that, right? So if you bring all of that, so a lot of the things that hold us back because they have to be hidden, that have to be quiet, that have to be not mentionable. So I think the role of the media to help women succeed is to look at it at every level and every form and every issue.
No, it's great. Then it helps us also to get to another point that we've been discussing, which is the role of, you know, sociological change to actually bring about some of these larger changes, which is where, since we've also been talking about education, I'd like to bring in Ravneet here because, you know, in terms of how does the first brush with aspiration that we have is in terms of what we want to take, say, after class 10, and then what we want to do in our college. That's where the aspiration begins from, right? And I would completely agree and acknowledge the fact that so many people don't have the luxury of that aspiration. And that is, I think, something where actually the bigger challenge in India lies. How can we create an environment in which everyone is allowed that aspiration? So I completely get your point there, that we need to talk about people who don't have access, and also not just focus on people who are only successes, but people who are struggling to rise above, you know, the limitations that they have. So Ravneet, how would you say that the role of education and also skilling, and how can we sort of mesh that with the sociological change that educated families, educated women, education brings?
If somebody asked me, you know, what are the professions for women in the next 15 years? I'm like, anything and everything. You know, why should we say that this profession is for this woman and this profession is not the right profession? That's the openness of the society. That's the acceptance of the society for being a woman. And I think that's the key thing to remember, that education opens your mindset. It brings you to the world where you can think about opportunities, where you can think about being who you are and accept it for who you are. You know, I'm going to use this example. Again, I was traveling around one of the places, and there was this woman, she'd done her PhD from Oxford and, you know, sort of really gone to the top colleges in the world. And I got talking to her, and I said, what do you do? So she said, I run this little micro business, sort of a place for women from the rural area to come and talk to people like us and think about what are within their own terms and within their own areas, what are the kind of things that they can do to feel liberated. You know, to feel that even it's as simple as, you know, crossing, so she's opened these little centers in that city where near the slums. So those women who've never had a chance or even thought about doing anything could walk into these centers. They're training them on computers and saying, okay, you know, okay, you can, you know, you're good at stitching, great. You know, these are the things you can do for your community, and this is how you can sell online, and we'll help you with all of that. So to me, that's what education does, and that's what's the importance of our society today, to say that let's first go to the grassroots level and say, are we accepting that as a society? Are we open to that as a society? And if yes, then how do we ensure that people get the chance to do that?